What we're gonna do right here is go back.
I've given the state of California 27 years of incarceration, actual confinement time.
You make it sound like you signed up for that shit, like you donated your time.
I was just scrolling through YouTube and I saw this platform out of the UK. They were interviewing the warden of San Quentin, Warden Ayers, right? And Warden Ayers was actually the warden in Pelican Bay in 2000 when the riot happened. Initially, the reason why I clicked on the video was because I saw that it was about San Quentin. And there are a lot of platforms that put out content about San Quentin. And it's always the deadliest, the worst, the most ruthless, and it's a low-level prison. Back in the days, up until the early 90s, San Quentin was dangerous. San Quentin and Old Folsom are two of California's most well-known prisons. And a lot of people hear the names of those two prisons and they think, whoa, that's heavy. No, those guys are going home. Those are lower level prisons. By 1994, they had moved all of the killers out of there. The guys that were really actively involved in a lot of the stuff behind the walls, they had moved them to higher levels. Well, I'd say, let me say that correctly. Back then, those were level 4 prisons. They moved them to other level 4s.
Johnny, those prisons were high powered for over 100 years, bro. That's why they're still considered the deadliest. Do the math, bitch.
As I was listening to Warden Ayers, I knew I was going to have to do a video.
You don't need to do it.
When I was listening to Warden Ayers, right in the beginning, he said the gangs, he's talking about the gangs behind the walls. He said the gangs control all of the rackets. You can't stop them. And he named gambling. He named, drug sales. He named prostitution. I've never seen that. Let's start with the gambling. Because this is the stuff that gets into Hollywood movies. And what people don't get, especially those that are making the movies or that are doing these interviews, Warden Ayers and any official that worked for or is still currently employed by the California Department of Corrections, they have an agenda.
What? You don't say.
Warden Ayers and any official that worked for or is still currently employed by the California Department of Corrections, they have an agenda. Every time they sit down in front of a camera, they have an agenda. Every time they sit down in front of a camera, they have an agenda.
Sir, projecting much?
I gambled in the California Youth Authority. I gambled all the time in the California Department of Corrections. And let me tell you something right now. There's nobody that goes up to where you let's say you're gambling, you're playing pinochle. There's nobody that comes up to the table, hey homie, you guys gambling? Because I'm gonna need a cut of that. There's nobody that goes to the blackjack table and says, hey, I'm gonna need a cut of that. There's nobody that goes up to the poker table and says, hey, I'm gonna need a cut of that. So when anybody employed by the California Department of Corrections makes statements like that, the gangs control all the rackets. No. They control everything that their faction's gonna be doing. They dictate how they're gonna conduct themselves. Punishment is quick and severe. But everybody's a man. And as long as you're conducting yourself like a man, nobody's gonna be breathing down your neck. And as long as you're conducting yourself like a man, nobody's gonna be breathing down your neck.
Facts, Hercule. Facts. Nothing matters but the facts. Without them, the science of criminal investigation is nothing more than a guessing game. You listen to me, Hercule, and you will learn something.
What we're gonna do right here. is
Well,
go back.
well. Johnny Ratas. Jack of all trades, master of none. Upset that a warden went on the show to talk about prison and brought up prisons that are no longer level 4s, high powered. Yet you, Johnny, keep speaking about YA, which no longer exists. You talk about a prison system that you were a part of 9 years ago. You know how much has changed since then? You know how many prisons have been closed down since then? No, the fact that you leave in the parts where you're coughing your lungs out shows how terribly desperate you are to put out content, man, which is my whole criticism about you. You don't care what you put out. You don't care. All you do is put out shit so your subscribers will think and feel as though you still care about your channel. But you don't even do the bare minimum research before you come out here and make a fool of yourself. Talking about outdated data and stuff that you're guessing on that I'm sure you have no clue about. You know how many deaths, how many riots, how much happened in those prisons way before you were even born. And it was still popping around the time that you were getting, you know, your life screwed up all on your own while you were sabotaging yourself. It was still popping. So the fact that you now want to talk about the prisons that you were in and make them as though those were the hardest, not those that are historically correct to say that they were deadly because they've been around over 100 and something years. No. The only time that counts is the time that Johnny Ratas did. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. No, it's because of this type of bullshit content, man, that we got to step it up. We're going to continue to step it up. I'm going to continue to point out the fallacies and the bullshit in your content. Fucking low IQ ass content. No research whatsoever. It's a fucking guessing game. You're trying to pinpoint shit in your mind, making it up while you go along. Look at you. You can't even do 1, 2, 3 takes. You leave the coughs, everything in there, man. You're not professional. It's kind of sad. But you know, I do not feel bad for you whatsoever. No forgiveness, no mercy. It don't stop. We're going to continue to get it. And until next time, like I always say, peace.